Alright, so a buddy of mine recently bought a car, private seller, and lo and behold, the very next day, the check engine light comes on. So his question was simple. Is there any way he could have known that the engine light would come on before he bought the car? And although it's hard to tell what code will pop up, there is a way to tell if the system's been cleared, the battery unplugged, and you'll need one of these, a cheap little code puller. And I'm going to show you how to use it to see if there could be a code lurking in the system. So it plugs right into the data link connector. On most cars, it's going to be on the driver's side underneath. It looks like this sucker right here. On some foreign cars, it's on the passenger side, but most of the times on the driver. And you want to get into the IM monitor screen, inspection maintenance. And this will be able to tell you if anybody's unplugged the battery or cleared the codes. Now, if you see a monitor says OK, that means it's set and looking for problems. NA is not applicable for the vehicle, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, there's generally about 8 to 10 monitors in the car that check various systems and constantly monitor them to see if they're okay, such as misfire, fuel system, computer control, catalyst, evap system, oxygen sensor, heated oxygen sensor, and the EGR system. Now, some cars may have more monitors, some less, but in this particular car that my buddy bought, we go down here, all the monitors are set finally, and we go in and see it has codes, P0846 and a P2859, transmission codes. So the very next day after he bought it, the light comes on, he finds out he needs a transmission. Not good. But what happens when we go in and clear it? You see 0 code set. Now we'll go back into the inspection maintenance monitors, and when we look at them now, you can see some of them say incomplete. And that's what happens when you unplug the battery or clear the codes with a scanner. It sets the monitors to incomplete, which means the car now needs to be driven for a period of time before the monitors will set and then throw the check engine light. So I believe this is what happened to him. The battery was unplugged, or they cleared the codes, then you start the car and no engine light's on, and it needs to be driven before that light will come back. And that is called the vehicle drive cycle. And to set a drive cycle, it's not how far you drive the car, it's how you drive the car. Usually they all start off just getting it up to operating temperature in park. This one, for instance, you go up to 50 miles an hour, hold it for 8 minutes. Then you got to get back down to idling, hold it for 15 minutes in park or neutral. Then get it back up to 55 miles an hour, hold it for a minute. Then get it back down to idling, hold it for a minute while it's in drive. Repeat that process. And it's generally a mixture of highway and city driving, but they can be pretty complex, and you have to put it through these paces for all the monitors to be set. And then once the monitors are set, then they can tell the computer if there's a problem in any of the systems, and then it throws the engine light. And this is why it can take so long for the engine light to come back after you clear a code. Sometimes they won't come back for days. And some codes are what's known as 2-trip codes. So you got to do this whole process twice before the code will come back. So a lot of private sellers do this. It's a scumbag move, but hey, this is the world we live in. And just because it says incomplete doesn't mean they're trying to pull a fast one, but it's best to notice, and then you could say, hey, I'd like to see all these monitors set before I buy the car. But in this particular case, the guy who sold the car don't even want to answer the phone, so I think he knew what he was doing. But let me know what you guys think. If you like it, if you understand it, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. All right, peace.